Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another AEL 2021 Season 2 of CSGO to come up and, show. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and of course, I have a co-caster now, so I'm very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to 2SBS. What's going on, my man?
Hello. Howdy everyone, welcome back once again to the AEL University League, where we're just about to get underway with season number 2 for this year for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Of course, we're going to have a great series coming up as we start to get ready to step into this one. ZK, I'm really excited. I'm really keen to see how this one goes out. AUE Black versus UON-EC. It should be quite the show. We've got the map picks in already. Overpass and Mirage will be coming out as our 2 maps for this evening. But what do you take of this one?
So, looking at how both teams perform historically, you have really strong players from AOE Black, like Chaotic, who's the captain, IWXC, and also Dion. And if anyone remember Dion's performance on his sniping skills on the previous season, he is a force to be contended with. He presents a lot of threat when he gets his AWP on board. And as well as UON, I've seen As play very, very well. He's very good at gunning on the openings and guns calling out nice key callouts. I mean, I haven't seen UON-EC enough with games to judge it, but at the moment, I'm swinging into a quick AOE Black at this stage, only because I've seen how much of a force that they've come up with. And it looks like we are not going to get into the game because the server is gonna just reset itself. But how about you? I mean, you yourself, 2SBS, you've been competing in these kind of competition seasons. What do you feel about both teams?
Well, definitely, as far as personal experience goes, hadn't had the pleasure of playing against either of these teams, unfortunately, in the last few seasons. But was watching along and looking very carefully as these teams have progressed and as a lot of these teams have come out over the past few seasons. And we're definitely seeing a lot of these repeat names come out overall if you're looking at the league as a whole. But look, I think it should be pretty interesting to see how this game will go. I think it could be very much a close one, but not entirely sure of what to make of it. I'm really keen to see some of these players really show up and give us quite the performance overall.
Absolutely. I feel like it's such an honor to have all the players come back and show us a really amazing time, especially since I've had a few people from different teams contact me offline and say, hey, look, I'm super happy to be competing. I just can't wait to get more involved. And it's always a good time to be competing because if you're in Australia, you're currently on lockdown of some form. It is the perfect time, right? Perfect time to be competing, perfect time to be enjoying time together with everybody. And to be also something else on top of this is that the essence of competing right now, it's not about money or about anything else. It will be in the future, but right now it's more towards having that fun, having that competitive drive in the community. Earlier on we spoke a little bit, and obviously you spoke about the passion, the dreams of all the Aussie and the whole ANZ community. We have nothing but those. We have nothing but passion. We have nothing but just trying to have a good time right now, and we want to develop our esports. So it's always a good thing to get this started right now, because this is the grassroots. This is where you start your edge, and then you start to move on and you become even better and better. Like, is that something you will agree on?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think the whole thing about AOC Counter-Strike at the moment, in general, not just looking at this university league, but looking at in terms of where even the top end teams are, is that there's a huge amount of passion, and that's really what's been the driving force behind this game's community, and what's been the driving force behind the Oceanic community for quite some time. And I think the thing about a league like this one is that it's a great one for people to be able to just have some fun, play with their mates, but at the same time, there is a fair bit on the line. There's, there is a prize pool. There's quite competitive games that come out. We're streaming a whole lot of these games, as many as we're able to get on, and provide a platform for these upcoming talents. There's definitely a lot to come out of a university league like this, which is why it's going to be really interesting to see how these players go and see where we can track their progress going into the future. And it all kind of starts here, really. Yeah,
absolutely. And guys, welcome from everybody on both Facebook and also on Twitch. We are here. We are back on our platforms all together. all of the things that we're going to be competing for the grand prize pool, obviously is going to be coming from our sponsors, and this wouldn't be possible without them. So the first one is going to be Chatime, my absolute favorite. Make sure to go and get a boba. Make sure to obviously use the delivery service. I'm pretty sure right now, if you are stuck at home, it is time to go and get yourself a ice beautiful tea. I mean, hot if you like it. Otherwise, AOC is the next sponsor. Absolutely amazing monitors, 50 years in the biz, already past 3 million units. So guys, if you don't have an AOC monitor, make sure to go and check it out, because if you don't have something within the 144 Hz at the minimum, it is time to get an AOC monitor. And if you have some more, make sure to get a 200 Hz monitor. After that, you have Indomie noodles, nice Migo ring, very nice and tasty. They had a lot of sponsorship between them and the AEL. They've been one of our prime sponsors here, and obviously they gave a big PC pack. Now if you want to see that big PC giveaway once again, make sure to go and like Indomie Migo ring. And after that, of course, you have rig. So guys, if you don't have a nice set of headset, make sure to go and buy yourself a rig, because their motto is what it takes to win. So if you want to have that factor of what it takes to win, make sure to go and grab your set, a pair of rig. And that's it for now. While we are getting this server ready, it looks like we are resetting the server. I'm not sure what is going on just yet, but with that being said, let's quickly introduce the current players tonight. From AUE Black, they have Chaotic, who is captain, IWXC, Shark, Dion GT, and Lawrence Jeanette. And of course, on the other side, UON-EC, they have Guns 77 as their captain, AZT or AST, PXL Tommy, Sloth, and Adopted Ape. So if you are here to cheer for them, make sure to chuck it into the Twitch or the Facebook chat and say hashtag this is the player or the team that I want to support, or hashtag we want to see more Indomie Migo ring.
Yeah, absolutely be sure to show your support for the teams that you're here to watch tonight, of course, and be sure to check out our sponsors as well. Definitely have to agree, especially on what you said about 144 Hz monitors. It's 2021. If you're still playing at 60 Hz, that's something I can absolutely vouch for. But yeah, Rig, great headphones, and Chatime, great bubble tea, and yeah, it's really great seeing all these sponsors jump on and support a league like this, because of course, without the external support, things like this don't go ahead, and it's always great seeing people come in from outside of esports and those, everyone like that, and come in to help support our scene. So definitely be sure to show them some love as well. We should be getting into the server pretty soon, I believe. We've got 9 players in the server at the moment, just waiting on everyone to get in and for the admins to get us all ready into the match, but shouldn't be that much longer. So hopefully we'll be starting pretty soon, because I'm very keen to see how this match goes ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think we're just waiting for UON's last player. I think it's Tommy that we're waiting for at the moment. It's going to be absolutely really much. It's going to be a banger, actually. I want to see what the form is going to be, because I am aware of what AUE Black's performance was, and they definitely impressed me with their performance, especially making it all the way to the top 8. I mean, making it to the top 8 with big stack team like Monash, with QET, with players who represent unis who pretty much had everything in. It's something short of a miracle, right? Because you don't just go into a uni and say, hey, let's get 5 guys and we're going to form a team. You have to actually play together, recognize what you guys are going to be doing. You're going to be, thinking about what your strategy is supposed to be and how you synergize this with the team. And that's how it's supposed to work. So that's something that I'm going off on a limb, because both sides probably would have thought about that already. No one just came with a ragtag band and saying, all right, so we're playing, right? So it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And again, all of these players that have been able to come in and form these teams under their university, well, they're all players who definitely have quite the passion for CS and, really want to just show that on this platform and, use this opportunity to show their best. So we're going to be jumping straight into map number 1 here. It's going to be Overpass, and it should be one hell of a match between AUE Black and UON-EC. It's all going to kick off with this pistol round here. AUE on the CT side, and they're going to be stacking over towards B for the most part, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like this is just going to be a one-way trip straight into this part. They're going to meet most of the bulk forces here. UON-EC, oh, oh no, not like that though.
Oh, Shug just finding all of those shots there. Janet as well, finding that one onto Sloth. Going to be leaving Adopted Ape in the 1-on-5. But bomb being dropped over towards AUE, where they've just got this entire range to just extend their CT push and just go forward. Well, it's just going to be absolutely over like that. That's absolutely got to suck for UON, just running straight into that stack.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. When you run into that one-way tunnel, you know it's going to be doomed. What's interesting is that we didn't really get to catch if there was even any form of utilities, like no form of smoke or even flash to invest in. So, yeah, a really quick run for AOE Black. So they're going to have the early guns. They have a scout. And look at this. Oh, wow. And just like
that's
that.
That's a nice opener. Yep. Dion finding quite a fair bit of early damage there, pulling out the P250 as well to transfer some more across. Shug, they're backing it up, and Tommy, still left alive, does manage to find a bit of damage onto Dion, but still just left behind in that fountain, and Lawrence going to be just pushing up. That's going to be it, ZK. AUE just able to run over UN on their eco. And again, just that kind of really aggressive play where they're able to just push up, find those frags. Don't know how that will play out against these AKs, though.
Yeah, well, look, you know, when I said Dion is someone to be really feed when he gets home to any form of sniping, that one snipe, that one scout provided so much cover in the beginning. Really quick devastation within the mid. And it's going to be the same thing right now. They are going to get into another fight. The Molly's going to be invested. Oh my god, Dion. What did I just say?
Abe going to find that shot as well to be able to get an opener over towards Con, leaving it back into the 4-on-4. 30 left. Gun's going to be taking that fight, meanwhile, over towards the bathroom, and Dion just choosing to back off instead. Lawrence going to go for the rotate as UN start to make their attack towards a short.
Oh, this is actually okay. It's not so bad. I mean, they have lost the player really early, but they did return him to Shock. They do have the early guns, and there's still plenty of utilities. You do see there's at least 4 flashes ready to be invested. They're just waiting for the time thing, waiting for the word go right now, because if they do push this A, they only really have to deal with 2. So if they eliminate Dion, if he misses that one shot or tank it, then they're going to be at a loss. And right now, he's trying to take some posture by jumping up using that scout, but he's being smoked and being forced.
Yeah, but he's going to be able to swing out, find those 2 shots down the bomb, leaving Guns in the 1-on-3. It's going to be really difficult, though, as these CTs have all rotated up. He does manage to find that one, but Dion, crossing back, manages to get the headshot through the side of the box. That's a sharp shot if I've ever seen one. And Dion just absolutely cleaning up with the scout, getting that 4K, getting that round number 3 for AUE.
Yeah, what a huge 4K coming from Dion. Even though he was being pushed back, he just said, you know what, no problem, you want to push me? I'm just going to stand my ground and fight it all the way. So as a result, only Tommy for affording that AK, and they all sort of just had the canals here, not really making any decisions because they don't really have much to compete with. I mean, Tommy's the only one that's got the buys in, but if you see the utilities, it is drastically low. And at the same time, if they want to do some damage, they gotta do something because this is just nuts.
Speaking of damage, that nade should do a fair bit as well. So AUE able to find those 2 openers, take out those ON players early. Tommy and Guns to fall down. They'll try and re-aggress, but Dion aggressing behind, able to get that flank, get that bomb dropped, and once again, just another UN player left in an insurmountable challenge, having to go up and oh no.
Oh no.
Not like this. Dion with the BM pulling that knife out. Oh my god, that is absolutely brutal. And that's only 4 rounds in, ZK.
Oh man, that is seriously. That is just something that I've been saying, right? If you're in form, you know exactly what you want to be doing. So Dion absolutely feeling his element with Chaotic and IWXC Shug. They've been backing each other out really well. They are going to force a gun run. P90 coming out, but this fight is looking really nutty. They are going to take a 2-for-1 trade at this second. Meanwhile, it's 4-3 with a P90 on the side. Plethora, well, actually, I take that back. Not as much of utilities left. They have invested and they need to make a play. I believe if this is experience coming to tail, they are going to force an over rotation and see if they can go for a slow A. But AOE Black's position, they're trying to smell this all out. So I'm not sure if that's going to work.
And they're playing incredibly aggressive, and that's what lost them the 2 players at the beginning there, because UON, they just stopped and waited, were able to find those 2 picks. If they're able to keep playing off this man advantage, certainly could help out a fair bit. Chaotic going to go down now to Tommy, just peeking out with the SG over on a long now. Smoke's come forward, but so will IXXE with that push through Con. That's certainly going to open up a lot of information for AUE, who now pretty well have these players sandwiched in. Tommy will trade out in the end, leaving Lawrence in the 1-on-3, but they have no idea where they are. Lawrence is going to be playing around the corner here. Might be able to find one. There's the second. Tommy now left in the 1-on-1. Lawrence trapped around the truck here, but could pop out either side. Doesn't manage to pull off the clutch, though, as Tommy finally will shut it down and find the round for UON.
Oh, wow. Finally, UON is on the board. It is a very risky round. And they did donate a lot of utilities and guns before over the first beginning. But at the moment, this is looking a little bit better. Sloth going to come up with a Galil and try to provide as much. Utilities is still not as much because having just getting that first round. And here we go, Dion. Takes out guns instantly.
Yeah, what a pick. And he's got the angle to go for a second. There it is, right as I say it. Ape able to trade one back onto Shug, though. But even still, that's a lot of damage to be done very early from AOE Black.
Yeah, absolutely. The damage is something that you can't take, especially if you're pushing ST. I'm pretty sure everyone is a veteran playing playing CS now. Obviously, this game is approaching 20 years now. If not, I must be killing myself. But yeah, at the same time, it looks like UON is having a lot of their stuff being put on hold. They need to slowly make their way from the restrooms, and it looks could be a potential slow walk into this A, although no one's really covering that B side on the flank up. So it looks like that's going to be it. They're going to try to clutch it out. Doesn't look like a fake just yet. They're waiting for a response. No utilities in return.
That's a bit of damage coming out there from Ape, but he finds the info, no kill, nothing more than that, and Dion just able to go for the re-swing. Sloth will at least trade back onto Ixie, but still players swarming the sides. Dion finally getting spotted out, but he's managed to buy enough time for this rotate, though. Look at where these players are. Chaotic and Lawrence starting to now be able to push up. They should be able to get this plant down safe and sound, though. 15 seconds left to spare. Definitely cutting it a little bit close, but no means too close. AZT going for the quick swing, now leaving Chaotic in the 1v2, but if anyone's going to do it, well, certainly the player to get it done. Going to spot the first and then the second. And what a re-entry into that site. What a retake. Yeah. AUE Black at the moment just steamrolling their way through this match.
Oh, AOE Black 5-2-1 4-round deficit, and then at the same time, they still managed to re-pick up that 8 AWP, so maximum money, get that rolling. Dion still have that power in, that threat. Although the rest, this is going to be the, that quasi-buy coming in. Most of the players on AOE Black is just going to have to fight up against this AK army coming up, and look how aggressive Shog is.
He's playing so aggressive there. I mean, I think all these AOE players, especially in Fountain, are just going straight away for those picks. They're not really playing passive at all. They're just taking these fights early as much as they're able to. Although in this instance, doesn't really come to them. For Lawrence and Dion, it does, though, eventually. Finally, both of these players getting caught out for their aggressive pushes. UON now having a fair bit more map control to work with. Shug coming around the corner, though, will be able to hit that one dig and be able to get a AWP for his troubles as well.
Yeah, that's actually quite important. Picking up that AWP as a CT at this stage means that you can lock down A by yourself. Having 2 players don't have to really rotate, but Tommy is going to push out Chaotic and for a trade on IWXE. Oh,
that's a nice opener from Shug there. Trying to go for the second, although doesn't hit anything. The smoke just landing to the right of Sloth, who does manage to spot him out on the way back. Shug now just holding around, just waiting for something to come out, but that's a nice angle coming out from AZT.
Yeah, that's quite nice of a full offensive. I think right there, AOE Black, they did get punished in the beginning for playing that over aggressive. But Shock wasn't really shut down until the end. I mean, he was really proactive. And to the viewers, obviously, that don't know, AOE Black stands for Adelaide University Esports, and UON-EC is University of Newcastle. So yeah, both sides is coming back up. Eco round coming from AOE Black, and they don't care. Look at this. They're just saying, let's go.
Yeah, just absolutely full sending it with the USPs, and gonna be able to find a little bit of damage with that. Actually managing to get the bomb down and pick up some guns, and that is definitely not the outcome UN would have been hoping for. That's definitely not the flash Ape was going for either. I think he was trying to chuck it up so it would maybe go up towards the top of the ladder, if I'm not mistaken, but doesn't end up working out. Shug also able to just swing onto Tommy as he hears the footsteps, and just absolutely how you don't want your anti-eco to go for UON.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rough spot UON put themselves in. Not really enough time. And Shock on that 5 health still makes it work. Adopted Ape gets absolutely cleaned out, and now it's just Sloth. And Sloth has to deal 1-on-2 and have to retrieve the bomb. 50 seconds left. Doesn't have any more utilities, and he's being just pebbled on by Lawrence Jenner from far. There's nothing he can like really go for. He has to be aggressive.
Certainly does have to be quite aggressive in finding these two 1v1s, although the angle's certainly not set up for a trade. There's no crossfire really because of that wall into the playground, so Sloth certainly could isolate this if he gets the timing right. Now able to pick that bomb up, and second player having revealed themselves. Sloth, 20 seconds left to make it work, and he's just got to leg it over towards B. Lawrence absolutely can shut this down, though, choosing to hide on the site, but might have given away a little bit of sound. Still, that bomb has to come down in order for Sloth to make this work, but he's going to clear it, and that will be the plant. Sloth certainly having this in time, but Shug coming up nice and quickly, although he does halt for a second.
Yeah, here we go. This is the Sloth game right now. He has to make this count. He has 79 health. This is going to be the one where advantage is going to give to him. Meanwhile, Shug, yeah, he's working on a 4K. He's only got 5 health in the dream. He's slowly making this one up. Doesn't hear anything just yet. Hasn't spotted the player. But eventually, as soon as you hear this, because he doesn't have a diffusal kit, this is just going to be the one tap coming out from Sloth. Here comes the fake, and oh my god.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh!
Sloth does eventually go down, but Shug will also fall to the bomb. 4K for Shug, but not going to be enough to clean it up in the end. I really like the way that Sloth played the post plant there, just opting to plant it in a way so it looks like he would be playing Heaven, and then just falling back to where he knows his opponent can't really come from. Just playing the one and done angle over on Graffiti so he can just watch if someone pushes in front of him, and just playing for the sound. It's really nice the way he went for that in the end, and well, yeah, definitely paid off. 5-3 UON, looking to try and pick things back up, but AUE still giving them a pretty rough time.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be devastated very soon because giving themselves away. Shock here is going to take that first one with that AUG. Working on the second, the double coming out, and that AUG is really providing a lot of value for him. Meanwhile, at the same time, he does know where the rest of the team is coming. He's going to douse and rise up and see a lot more heads, but no kills yet.
Oh, Shug is just so sharp at the moment, finding that last shot there. Just the one tap, just spotting the head. That's all he really needed. Tommy, meanwhile, making his way back over towards the A site, but gonna get shut down, and Shug gonna be able to pick up another 4K as he re-peeks back out of that connector. 6-3 AUE, just absolutely tearing it up.
Yeah, look at Shug. 16 kills, 4 death. This man is on a mission to just destroy. UON-EC now back on a round of eco. Round 10. Not really the place they want to be in, but they are just going to go for a maximum push. One bait coming up. Meanwhile, the rest is going to just slowly play this. I think they're just going to try to punish an over-eager AOE Black at this stage if they can find it. A nice dig, but not yet, because Tommy just got himself surprised upon by IWXC. And meanwhile, the rest is all lingering. They're just gonna wait for everything. Yeah,
just waiting around. UON at the moment. They know that AU have been playing very aggressively, so they're kind of banking on them just going for yet another CT side push, just to go out towards this monster position. But for once, it's not going to come out. Instead, UON now having to push into these idly waiting CTs. We'll be able to find the one-for-one trade, but IXE going to be going out for that quick peek, and his teammate Chaotic to help him out as well as the chaos reigns in, but eventually the kills are found for AUE Black, finding themselves round number 7. They've got so much money they've built up as well. They've got quite a fair bit going for them. A lot of util to play into, and UON, they can be forcing back up here, going for the Galils, and a P90 buy for Adopted Ape as well.
Oh my god, Shug. Stop it.
Oh, this guy just absolutely insane right now. That's insane. Just how many one taps has Shug been able to get so far? Just these quick peaks and just these instant kills. It's going for even more too with the re-peak there. He's just been able to find so much control. He's basically forced these UN players to go back down the connector where his teammate has been waiting for them and able to find those kills. But finally, UN will be able to push onto that B site, only to be found by Lawrence in the end.
Yeah, it looks like Shock has been labbing quite a lot, getting those aims up, and obviously, you know, being absolutely sharp, unpunished as. Right now, I think he's only been punished like in one round where UN has caught him. Otherwise, UN has just fall prey to his absolute hunting instincts. And now this is another 4th round of Eco where they are going to continue trying to maybe recapitalize on round 13 into the later rounds. But at this stage, they're all just going to be heading into a one-way massacre. AOE Black, they have everything. They have the full buys. 4 people have diffusals. Oh, IWXC just spots the whole crowd, and here will be the slaughterhouse.
Perhaps if UN do push in real quick, I mean, that's a lot of info, and they've got the play up here as well. Shug going to be able to try and rotate behind. So far, he's been farming 18-4 with 145 ADR is where Shug's at, and he's absolutely looking to go for some more, as is Dion. Pushing behind into Monster here, going to find that 1 kill on to Guns, although Guns' teammate's going to try to go for that trade and will eventually get it. That still keeps these players locked into this position here as Shug now finally opens the door and makes that push work. 55 seconds left, and UON just being torn apart, but still refusing to rotate.
Yeah, at this stage, I don't think they can do any rotate. I mean, they know that when they push in, they are just going to be taken down. Look at that. 2 kills going straight to IWXC, and the round just ends. UN not really accomplishing anything in that stage. At that 1 second when IWXC spotted the whole herd of them, if that was me in that place, I might have just turned tail with the rest of my team and say, all right, now you've seen us, we're just going to run. But yeah, it ended in disaster. And now this is the buys coming in. Round 13, UON-EC needs the remaining rounds. Hopefully they can get 3 more to make it 9-6 potentially and make it look okay. But at this stage, it doesn't look like it's happening.
Yeah, it definitely looks interesting, but again, Shug just going for these absolutely incredibly aggressive plays. What is that? How is he allowed to get those 2 kills there? That's just absolutely insane. He got spotted and tagged down, and yet somehow still wins those 2 1v1s. I mean, this is just absolutely brutal for you, and losing players early like that. They do manage to find some trades, though, and kind of make it work out in this 3v2, but even still, AUE has this really good positioning to shut this push down. Chaotic downing that bomb, and Sloth not out yet to trade. Just lingering back. The flash going to come forward as Chaotic goes for the re-peak, but won't spot anything.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a fortunate moment here. Sloth is also not going to be giving any chance. He's just going to be hunted down, and Chaotic is too good for that. Like, you can't run away from Chaotic. As soon as he catches wind of you, he's just going to keep on, like, howling you until you come back into him. It's like a taunt, right? It's like, I know you're here. If you don't come here, I'm going to find you anyway, so you might as well come out and fight me. So fortunately, Chaotic is going to fight that taunt, and it's going to be super effective on UON-EC. And UON-EC right now, they are going to call for a timeout. They're going to try to re-strategize. Although it is a little bit of a late timeout, because this is round 14. They are going to commit to the bye where they have to. And they into the next round. Like, if they win this one, into the next one, potentially they can push for 10-5. But at the same time, look at Shug. $9,600. Chaotic, 11,000. I mean, these 2 players just haven't died. They've got 4 deaths each. They can just rebuy the whole team with their own bank.
4 players in the AUE Black roster as well, having at least 90 ADR. Shug leading the charge with 145. The stats at the moment for AUE Black are just absolutely insane. And that quick push coming out from Dion as well, trying to open up some more opportunities, but won't be able to. Meanwhile, Shug just playing at the base of the connector. Going to be spotting some 2 players to come face him, and we'll be able to find one. Sloth will trade it out in the end.
Oh, they decided to look a little bit better. UON-EC, they have the player advantage. They have an AWP in the hands of Tommy. Utilities just a little bit left. And they are going to also find Lawrence. And that is going to be the plan where AWC, he's going to come up from the nest. But he's not going to have to do anything. It's a nice nade. But 1 on 4, he has to make a miracle if he wants to go for it.
Certainly isn't shying away as though, but Tommy just watching from the other side with the AWP will be able to shut it down in the end. UON getting that round number 4. Every round they can get absolutely counting at this point, as they're hoping to try and turn things back around on the CT side. No matter which way you swing it, though, AUE Black still going to be leading the half with an advantage, but AZT coming alive in that last round and just absolutely propelling UON forward. We'll see if that kind of momentum continues, if they're able to take this back. It's all entirely possible here, ZK.
Yeah, it's absolutely. This is the time. I mean, they all still got a P90 adopted Ape. Thank you very much. You know how I love my P90s. It's always a good time, right? When, you know, the underdog comes back in, they say, all right, you destroyed us for the first how many rounds, and now we're going to use the remaining rounds to clutch back. 10-5 is still doable to push for overtimes. And as well, just need to be careful. As soon as you disable players like Shug, you should be okay. Dion, not on his AWP, means that at this second, he's about 60% of his actual potential. Where if you give him something else, you have to work with it. It's a nice nade, but the push is coming in.
Yeah, the trade coming out with the P90. Gotta love, yeah, as you said, gotta love that P90 action. That nade coming in, though, leaving adopted Ape on 1 HP. Lawrence gonna be pushing back around behind through short as well. And UON, they're going to be actually taking that A site. Meanwhile, this fake just really working out so well, as now these AUE players being left on the retake, utility being deployed, including that smoke to just try and delay it, but the push going to come up very aggressively nonetheless. Tommy going to get pincered here. We'll be able to find that one, but gets shut down by the trade, and now Sloth left in the 1-on-2. Bomb planted right for him as the smoker goes right forward on top of it. A couple of Molotovs as well to try and keep him off, and a flash in IXX's hands, but the spray will shut it all down in the end. Doesn't matter how much util you use, if you get sprayed down like that, your chances of winning the round drop all the way to 0. And well, AUE Black still holding on to 10 rounds, but UON might just have an opportunity to try and take some back.
Yeah, that final spray by Sloth, that was a godsend. Beautiful transfer of bullet. He's going to be a little bit of a stack, try to get something, and Tommy does see this. Oh, the headshot came through.
Oh, that's nice. Just seeing the boost work out. Absolutely prime there. Tommy getting the second one as well, and just shutting this push down from AUE. UON just being able to hold on, especially just playing around that boost and just working around so well. That's exactly what they needed right now if they want to close this gap. The 4-round deficit's still helping AUE, but the economy certainly is going to be playing against them, and they're going for the force buy in this one, which bit of an interesting decision, I reckon, but we'll see how it plays out. They're wanting to just try and take this round back as soon as possible, but it could end up working the way of UON if they're able to shut it down.
Yeah, it depends on how Shark performs, because he's going to try to get it open and play a massive jungle difference. But at this second, they're all going through long to the upper park. Adopted Ape hasn't seen anything yet. I mean, he's getting a little bit of wind, but all the people has already left the building. A Shug, he stayed behind the fire. He says, come at me. And he's going to get one anyway. Oh my god.
Oh, that's big. And now they're able to get themselves up onto the side as well. Gun's still playing around the corner of the truck, able to go for that quick swing. And that does swing things back into UON direction. Tommy with the big pick as well. And now Shug left on the 1-on-3, lagging behind his teammates with the delayed push back up. I think he was still playing behind, hoping to catch a rotate off guard as his teammates worked closer towards the site, but plans not exactly going into motion there. And UON, they're going to be able to just upgrade their guns and continue their buy, just hold on to all their weaponry, and AUE now just going to be stuck back on pistols.
Yeah, I mean, that force buy really costed AOE Black. It's like an experimental round where they're testing the water still and thinking that, you know, is momentum still with us? Can we still BM you really quickly and maybe take your guns by default? Just because we can go for it. At this second, AOE Black, they are going to take it a little bit more easy. You'll see that there's nothing that's really being invested in. They have no armor. They don't have any form of util. So basically, they're just saying, all right, we want to throw down. We want to see where you guys are going to be testing the waters. Maybe we'll take, you know, one for one trade, 2 for 1 trade, even in favor for you and for us on a deficit, just so we can take a gun and make a little bit of a push and make you guys sweat. At this second, I thought that, hey, he should be looking at this spray that P90 though, but I'm not sure about this angle.
The P90 going to be a little bit hard to aim there with the spray, especially at those ranges, but eventually does sort of work out. AZT going in for the trades, manages to get 2 for his effort, and Chaotic going to be left last alive. All of the sun guns going for the util kill, but won't be able to get it. It's going to be the Famous to take him out in the end instead. And now UN on round number 8 as AUE not exactly able to make things work out early on their T side, but there is a silver lining in that now they're able to fall by the AKs. It took a little bit to get going, especially because, you know, that force buy did set them back a little bit, but now they're here, now they're ready to rumble.
Yeah, well, if they don't rumble now, they're going to be staring down to the bottom of the barrel very soon. Getting rolled this round could mean disasters, and a tie coming in for a potential 10-10. And AOE Black obviously doesn't want that. They said, okay, we've done the experiment. We are going to just give you that little bit more respect, and we are going to take this back. Where you'll see players like Shark won't be going for full aggression, although his current angle, I'm not really favoring it. Oh my god, Gunstow, come up, really swing hard.
What a peak. What a peak indeed coming out. The peak coming out from Connector, as well as the fights just continue on with Lawrence able to peak and finally take out guns. AZT to fall down as Chaotic works the angle. And now 2-on-2. So these two players still plenty of util left with them, as they're getting ready to maybe try and make a play over towards A. But coming up behind them, they're going to have Tommy, who will be able to get the timing. If they're able to find this pick, though, that opens up the pathway towards B, and Lawrence is going to be able to get it. And now that's the call being made. They're going to be able to just swing this straight back around. Sloth now caught out of position. He's still up towards that A site, thinking the push could still come. And that is the bomb site completely open, and that bomb is absolutely going to go down, though. Chaotic might just spot Sloth here. He does. The fight is taken. Down to 74 HP, but still in it. Molotov will be able to block him off. Flashes to come forward as Sloth starts to make his way back around through Graffiti, but in the end, doesn't seem like he's going to be going for this one. Starts to just make his way back around towards A, and he runs away instead. UON certainly was quite the interesting way in which they were able to play that, but AUE, as soon as they were able to get that pick and go B, that was the round given to them.
It's a really unfortunate thing where Tommy came out, he's stuck. He didn't really want to go play peekaboo with AOE Black. So a little bit of reactivity did cost, but I'm actually really confused. Where AOE Black, yes, they were out of position a little bit and they were pretty separated despite on their buy, but UON, despite having that advantage, kept on pushing out, thinking that they smell blood in the water, and they just kept on rolling in, getting taken out one by one, getting traded into, you know, unfavorable things, especially dueling into the gardens in the beginning, into the park, and then being taken out in connector. So I'm not sure if that is what the strategy that they should be commented upon, because it felt like a little bit of a forced mistake right there from UON. And Tommy, though, sees this. AWP comes out. Chaotic gets taken out. Not really the second one onto Dion, though he is going to be bruised up. At the same time, AOE Black probably hurting a tiny little bit in the beginning against UON-EC.
Now the push getting made back over towards Party here. IXXE going to be finding a bit of damage here. AZT, though, with a huge spray to drop the bomb, and will go for the swing. Just remains scoped the entire way and manages to pull out the 3K. Now Shug left in the 1-on-4 to try and do a bit more. He finds that first one, actually goes for the second, and somehow lands it against Tommy. Now he's got the bomb. and he's got a fair bit he can do here. Just under a minute left for him to make a move, and he starts to move over towards that A-long. He's got a flash, a smoke, and a molly, pretty much enough to just mostly lock down this site. And with these two CTs so far apart, Sloth has to find this kill here.
Oh, this one moment, it will make or break for UON-EC. They need to pick up this kill desperately. Shog gave away his position, but Sloth is just going to remain scope. He says, you know what, no angle, and he's going to grab it. So they're going to close up that round 11-9. UON-EC, this is the time that they are actually bringing it back. I was actually surprised because right after the beginning T performance, it wasn't as strong as their current CT, and they are all favoring towards this org buy. I'm actually a really fan because you don't often see more than one org being invested in a team.
Yeah, well, it really seems like as of late, the org has kind of come back into meta. We've seen a lot of pro teams start to pick them up, and we've seen a lot of OC teams in general start to play around with them. So really interesting to see how these uni teams are now kind of picking up this weapon buy as well and running with this current meta. Adopted Ape, though, getting run over as AUE Black just going to steamroll onto this site, just holding W the whole time, except for Dion, who will lurk behind over towards that short position and find a frag. Sloth will be able to get an opener, but still 2 versus 4, going to make it a bit more difficult. The boost might have helped out, but Lawrence is on it and will be able to find that frag, and his teammate helping for a second. That is going to be that as AUE Black take another round there, still holding on to their advantage, but UN still looking a lot more competitive than they were going, as you were saying, ZK. They really picked things up on the CT side.
Yeah, like at this stage, I'm actually a little bit surprised. AOE Black, that round felt like it was just given to them. Everything worked. All the strategies they've adopted to UN because they knew from the get-go that look, we got boosted upon. We need to be careful of it, and then instantly they swing it, and then they're gonna take it. So a really nice round, and this is still gonna be a round of eco on UON-EC, and as is gonna be taken down early. Sam has adopted Ape, which means that this is a nice B for the play. Meanwhile, Shock just goes down.
Yeah, but Tommy's still holding on with this Deagle, able to find 2 out of it somehow. That's quite a fair bit of damage being done by these pistols. The double up over towards Con. I like how they're trying to play it in catching off Chaotic, but that spray transfer just going to be too overpowered for them. 13-9 as AUE Black continue fighting incredibly strongly right now.
Yeah, look, I'm all for it. AOE Black right now, they are going to push and force the Ichigo to UON-EC. You see, it's a semi-buy here. They are just going to invest whatever they can because they realize that if we don't take this one, it's pretty much just going to be lights out. And they realize the current danger they're going to be in. And this is a nice little bit of a pick if he gets it. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame he wasn't able to land that spray transfer, but he does manage to get away at the very least, and Tommy, just lurking around this corner here, will be able to finally find it, albeit he does get traded out by Chaotic. Quick flash over into the bathroom, and Chaotic will be going for a second. Just really love watching this player go around and just find all of these frags, just find all these jewels and win them. Chaotic playing really well with these aggressive moves right now. That's going to land AUE in towards that B side as they find another opener. Guns and AZT left to try and pick up the pieces, but there's a lot to gather up. AZT will fall down in the process. Guns still perhaps on for the retake. Well, let's see. Maybe not, actually just going to be running back over towards long, but there is a player hunting here. IXXE still just holding around towards that bathrooms area, and it is entirely possible he's going to be going over towards long.
Yeah, I can respect that gun set. Alright, I'm gonna save as much as I can at this moment. It's just gonna be 1 AK, but you know, anything at this stage to just survive and just get myself out of this mess. UON-EC is most likely gonna be losing this one. And kaboom, there it is. AOE Black right now it's 14-9. They are ready to just hit it. Okay, cool. So looking at the current economy. 2,550, 3,000, 2,400, 2,760. This is a round of eco coming out. Not much they can do, although Tommy is going to invest with guns from us. They are still going to be buying. Okay, never mind. The whole team is going to be buying. Okay, so I guess they don't want to be giving up into a 15-9 and then fighting that massive pressure of 6-round deficit. But at this stage, this is a big risk, a huge risk, because they lose this one, penalty comes out on lose buying bonus. It's still not going to be enough for a full buy.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting. They're just wanting to keep AOE Black off that map point, really, or, you know, try and stop them from securing overtime at the least. They want to just take that win and just go for a 16-14. That's what they're basically saying with this buy. But Dion being able to shut down adopted Abe will be able to trade it back into the 4-on-4. Dion going to be pushing forward though, but, well, Sloth, I feel like Dion wouldn't have checked that corner perhaps, but Sloth swung a bit early and certainly was checked. Does get traded out as he pushes forward onto the site though. But that bomb's still nowhere to be spotted for UON. Now the push becomes apparent as these players start to make their way over towards B. Tommy able to find these two though, and now it's all onto Lawrence. Gets shot down by AZT on the other side, and somehow the force buy makes it work, and AUE Black will be denied from reaching that map point.
What a place we've come to SBS. Like, look at this. We were looking at a 10-5, and then we looked at 10-7, and then 11-9. UON is slowly trying to claw back with all the decisions they've decided to go for, and obviously hurting themselves in the process. Wake themselves up. Let's go. Can they equalize? Can they overtake? And here's the jewel to really put it out. Lawrence Jeanette doesn't see anything just yet. It's just going to wait it up. Meanwhile, the rest of AOE Black members, they decided, alright, we're going to play a little bit safe. They do have to buy, they realize the potential danger they're in. Chaotic, having a duel with guns, not really getting anything significant at this stage. He's going to shush him away. And meanwhile, the rest of UON, they are just being pushed back into A and B. They said, you know what, come to us, we don't care.
And Molotov going to go out though, and the util will start to make its way over towards that B site. UON going to make first contact though. Tommy finding those two frags, and Adopted Ape still playing around the corner, finally getting taken out by Chaotic around the pillar, who's now going to be just playing from this monster position. Manages to somehow find two and get away. The problem for him though is, other than the fact that he's lost all his teammates, that bomb is dropped absolutely firmly on that site, and UON have so many ways in which they're able to just play around and defend it here.
Yeah, 3-on-1. We're not really liking his chances, especially when they are spraying from Nest. Like, this is really hard for him. He has to duel it out. And Chaotic doesn't get the transfer. He's gonna get taken out. He does manage a triple at this stage. 14-11. This is not the most healthiest economy coming from AOE Black. It means that they are going to have to make a decision if they are going to be doing anything. But since they have the 3-round advantage, it seems like most likely they are just going to grab as much as they can. A Galil comes into play for Lawrence, and at the same time, the rest of the team is just going to be trading their bodies in for potentially a quick play.
Two players as well on either side actually approaching that 30 kill mark, with Tommy on 27, Shug on 29. Tommy making it 28 by finding that first orb, but Lawrence peeking out and going to be able to find two frags, just jumping out of the connector. Sloth going to be pushing on long to be able to shut down Shug. Now Lawrence and Chaotic left in this 2-on-3. They do manage to get themselves this A site though.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if anything, this is going to ensure that they have maximum money coming from to the next round. If they get a miracle hit, that'll be also something, but they have to be careful. Lawrence finally goes down, but Chaotic with an AWP, no more utility to muck around with, and he is just too open. Nothing to do right there. And that position was just doomed from the beginning. This is going to be a, yeah, it's just going to be a nice and long diffuse coming from UON. Defusing the bomb without a key, it's fine. This fight Sloth does have it as well, but the rest of UON, they are going to take this round. They are going to defuse and have that bank in, and it means that both teams is going to have the bank to potentially close it out right now. Either we're going to go for an equalize, or we're going to go for a map point.
I mean, certainly seems like AUE, they've got the means to be able to buy themselves fully up. Lawrence can easily drop Shug, who is a little bit low, and the rest of the players can certainly full buy with util. Or, you know, Shug might be able to buy himself and not get anything other than these flashes, which he does. And Lawrence might be able to get this AWP up here as well. No AWP coming out. Okay. Well, AU just going to be buying around 5 AKs, something they definitely were able to have. So, look, given where they've built out their money, they've certainly got a fair bit of room to play around with. But that room is starting to run out, as now it seems like they're pretty well on one of their last few buys coming out. UN in a really good position at the moment. They don't have exactly the best economy, but they certainly will have enough for rebuys. If they're able to continue this going forward, yeah, this is going to get really scary for AUE Black, who, you know, they were leading the half 10-5, and now they're 2 rounds, but they're only 2 rounds ahead of UON, who it looked like they were absolutely just steamrolling on before. I don't know what happened in that time, but whatever happened at the half switch, whatever happened with those timeouts, certainly has changed things quite a lot.
Well, yeah, definitely. Also, one thing, Dion's not on the Cypher, so he's only operating at 60%, but at the same time, Shock, he's come back to life. 2 massive headshots taken, and they are going to have this B plant. It's a nice little bit of a break. Meanwhile, Tommy has to fight from the back of Canal. He is, however, going to grab a kill. They're going to return it, but at this second, they have to go for a retake.
Yeah, certainly the retake is on here. Tommy, knowing exactly where this player is, will chuck a nade, but doesn't go for it. That's a huge no-scope. Oh my god. Dion able to find that shot as well onto Sloth, who does try to go for this retake, and Tommy now finally having to push forward as that bomb ticks away, but the crossfire too strong, and AOE Black coming off the back of that timeout will eventually find it. And now they are on map point here. Shug finally dropping 31 frags. Tommy also on 30, but both of these players on each side dropping 100 plus ADR each. That's an absolutely monumental achievement from both of these players, fighting absolutely incredibly hard for each one of these sides. We shall see if UN can keep this going on Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time. This is the time for UON to absolutely clutch everything. But Dion is finally back, and AOC with him is going to pick up the 2 kills onto Ez and also Tommy. It means that their primary carry is going to be gone, and the rest of AOE Black, they can make any decisions they want. But they're not going to be punished as well, because they do have players just waiting at the back just in case they get attacked. And yeah, it looks like this is going to be the takes all the way. They are going to clear it. It's nice and easy. They're making this control work, and it's just going to be Sloth. And Sloth is just going to be staring at that little corner 4-1.
Yeah, and this is quite the difficult and near impossible retake to go for. And as the push comes through, well, that's going to be that. Finally, bit of struggling, bit of a back and forth, but in the end, AOE Black can be able to take out map number 1, 16-12, to kick off this best of 2 here. We're going to be seeing Mirage as our second map for the evening. And that, if it's anything like this one, should absolutely be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely. As we get back into tonight's action, guys, if you came from Twitch or Facebook, make sure to follow us and like us if you haven't done so, and at the same time make sure to follow us, all right? Because my man 2SBS, you know, he started on his competitive journey. He's you know, played so many seasons. I've casted his games personally in the past, and at the same time he's now commentating, so make sure to also follow his work. And at the same time, you know, guys, make sure to get yourselves involved, and by involved I mean to also enjoy the following sponsors, because without the sponsors, we're just not going to get anything going, right? Because AEL, we get all these university leagues come out with them, and we want to reward players and make sure there's a prize pool for everyone to be rewarded for their, you know, competition and their spirit of sportsmanship. So the first one is going to be Chatime. And Chatime, absolutely delicious bubble tea. Make sure to go and grab them, because they have over 120 Chatime tea breweries with a commitment to quality ingredients and mixings. Now, we've also made some of our own Chatimes. Hashtag my mix is better. So make sure to go and check it out. And then after that, you have AOC Monitors. And AOC Monitors, now before we touched base on, you know, not playing 60 Hz in 2021, minimum it should be 144 Hz. And then obviously we have 200 Hz, we have 300 Hz, we have, you know, it's just going up. But AOC has a commitment to give you the best viewing experience. So if you don't have one, make sure to go and check out AOC. And then after that, you also do have Indomie noodles. You know, the absolute delicious Migo Rain is back once again. They are at it, so make sure to go and grab a few packets from Coles, from Woolies, from, you know, whatever is your local market that supplies Indomie Migo Rain. So make sure to go and check them out. And of course, Rig, beautiful headset. If you don't have what it takes to win, make sure to go and pick up a pair of Rig. And that's just going to be it for all of our sponsors for now. But if you do wish to also sponsor us, make sure to check out AU Uni League and AU Esports League. Shameless plug. We got to put it out there, right? Make it big and make it amazing. Am I right?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah, as ZK was saying, definitely be sure to check out those sponsors, Chatime, AOC, Indomie, and Rig, to get yourself the absolute best gear and the absolutely best bubble tea and noodles. Definitely got to show some love to those sponsors as well for, you know, helping make this show possible and helping make this league possible, because, you know, they're the ones who've been able to help put on this show and provide the backing needed to get this all on the road. So definitely be sure to show them some love as well. And yeah, you know, if you know, you need good gear and you need good food to be able to play some good Counter-Strike. So
yeah,
just saying, there's some good options there.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to cut into a quick BRB. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back in about 2 minutes for the second map, which is going to be a barrage between AOE Black and UON-EC. Who will win? We will find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we came back 30 seconds earlier because why? Because we are getting ready to get this second map on the show. So, yeah, it's going to be AOE Black. Their pick on Mirage against UON-EC. Now, obviously, something we didn't really bring to their attention is that UON-EC had the pick on Overpass. So, yes, maybe their T side wasn't as strong as their CT side, because their CT side definitely was a little bit more better than how they started performing. Meanwhile, on the side of AOE Black, now this is their map, and I've seen Dion take this map just by himself. Shark, we've already seen the way he plays. He holds down angles really well. He's someone who's dropped a big, massive 32 bomb along with Tommy on the opposite side with a 31. And if you don't shut these players down, you're not going to get anywhere. Especially this is a map where you have both sides utilizing AWP to take that mid control, to push for that A, default, and to have so much value when you do have that on. So we're looking to really see Dion come up with their AWP skills and making sure that he is superior in this stage. And I'm not sure how the side of UON is going to be responding. What about you, 2SPS? What do you feel like?
Well, I feel like it's really definitely going to be up in terms of who starts building momentum early and how this goes, and especially how UON decides to play on their CT side. AUE starting on T, we're not going to be seeing that aggressive CT aggression coming out from them. They were certainly loving to show off an overpass. Not going to be able to see that until the second half, should they choose to go for it again. But instead, we're going to just be seeing from AUE a quick play in towards apps. All 5 players just playing around, and Gun's going to be able to hear some footsteps as now these players start to run out, tapping some heads. He's able to find that one and a fair bit more damage, but Shug able to take his teammate out. What he is able to do, though, is start delaying this push. I think Rotate will come in rather swiftly. Doesn't matter, though, because Shug is just going to be pushing through all the way. Tommy now left in the 1v3, but he's still tapping heads. Chaotic finally able to shut it down in the end.
Yeah, that's a nice stack going to be. Just get that fast push, invest all that 5 first. In AOE Black, they made an executive decision and they acted it out. They said, you know what, does not matter what you throw at us. This pistol round, we're going to take it straight over there and you're not going to have anything to do with it. Which means that they're going to pull out the old mac and cheese, and you know the flashes are all the way in. They have 5 on their side and they're looking to just execute. And Tommy is just going to be, wow, being taken out, and but it's going to be traded.
AZT finding a nice opener. Gun's going for a second and a third. And that's going to be UON absolutely making a mark with some deagles. IXXE going to be trying to push through over towards short as Lawrence will go to join him. They do manage to turn things around, though, and now Guns will be left in the 1-on-2, dropping that man advantage and turning it all the way around. AUE Black running straight over towards that A site. But Gun's able to do a little bit of damage, albeit giving up his position. It's going to be difficult, but somehow lands that shot. Still, the plant will come through now behind cover on default.
Gun's performing really well right now. He's not captain for no reason. Holding that angle, but he walks up. He's going to be taken nice and easy from IXXE. That's going to be 2 quick rounds. They are going to get their bonus up right now, but you know, most of the players from AOE Black being dropped obviously is going to play into their economy, so they do have to buy in. Meanwhile, UON-EC, they need to really take this round, otherwise their economy is just going to be in tatters. And obviously, they're going to be investing in a P90 and also a Scout. They are looking to take a little bit of an angle into that mid, but no one at Nest is going to be challenging, which means that the rest is going to be invested into this A play.
Dion with a quick push up, making his way over towards top of mid and into window. We'll be able to find that first, but the MAC-10 not able to get the range to find anything more. Ape going to be able to push up over towards Palace and be able to pick up that AK. As now these CTs start to make their way back around, rotating off that B side. Sloth able to get that one onto Shug, leaving Chaotic and Lawrence in now the 2 versus 3, but Tommy will down that bomb, and now Chaotic stuck by himself.
This is starting to be a little bit more than what AOE Black actually bargained for. Now, obviously, having most of the players dropped and pushing up super aggressive through that mid. I mean, that wasn't it. Chaotic not really able to finish that kill, but he's going to finish off Tommy. I'm not sure if that was the decision that they wanted to collectively agree on, because yes, it was a nice push, but there was not enough utilities to back up the play as well. I mean, Dion just jumped straight in, and then the rest of AOE Black just jumped in one by one, leaving this in a player deficit of Chaotic.
That's a nice shot coming out from Chaotic, though, and if he's able to spot out Ape, this is quite insane coming out, but he has no idea what this other player is actually going to just run past, and Ape will certainly hear it. Does get that peak in the end. And that is just really nice positioning coming out from Adopted Ape. Chaotic with the absolutely huge try, but UON able to make it work. And now AUE, because they dropped all those guns in the other round, now not having the money to pre-buy in this one. It's exactly what that kind of damage does in those pistol buy rounds, where if you're able to just take away a bunch of guns, it certainly will help. And in this case, it's left AOE Black on Deagles for round number 4, and they're just going to be charging straight up mid with them.
Oh man, Tommy just sees everything, but he's going to be traded right here, which means that the rest of AOE Black, they are just going to be closed up on 4-on-4. There's going to be the flash coming from guns. They're going to try to hold it, but this duel is not going to go really well.
Yeah, AZT finding those 2 off that flashes as well, making it the 3rd. And UON just cleaning up, really, only losing Tommy, but that's alright, because, look, he's on 8K. That's fine. He's able to buy whatever he wants. Doesn't matter. UON right now in a pretty good position as AUE left pretty much having to save for one more, because they're unable to get a bomb down and unable to get that extra income. And well, off that, it seems like they're going to be going and just setting themselves up for an A hit. They've got themselves some 4 smokes and 3 flashes to work with alongside these upgraded pistols. They're going to be throwing them out rather early as soon as that Molotov is cleared.
Yeah, like this is the ensuing fight that's coming. A little bit of a smoke is gonna block everything, but adopt an aim. Oh, the trigger discipline right here.
Oh no.
Oh.
That 3K is just absolutely massive to be able to find all of that. That bomb still actually does make its way down, only just. Chaotic will fall in the end, and Lawrence being last man standing over in that sandwich position. AZT will be able to just stick that bomb with plenty of time to spare as UON make the retake happen and really just retake that site from within it. That's absolutely huge to come out. But the fact that AUE was still able to get a bomb plant down in the midst of all that is still pretty massive.
Yeah, that's pretty much their whole objective. They were willing to throw everything at it just for a whole reasonable plant. To maximize this buy, they are coming in. Dion with that AWP looking to do work. Meanwhile, UON absolutely gotta be happy about that last one. That's with the way adopted Abe was able to just hold on to that trigger, not saying anything and giving so much info over meant like the world. But you can't do that. No, with Dion aiming down like that. So as he does, goes down instantly.
He chose to kind of stick around for a second and challenge, but that was a huge mistake when Dion's feeling that shot with the AWP. Adopted Ape going for that peek as well, and will actually down the bomb, and that should trigger a rotate coming forward from UON, although IXXE able to just push in front of that Molotov and somehow retrieve it. Need to go forward as well towards Tommy, somehow won't land. Just look at all this damage raining in on these UON players. AUE Black just absolutely steamrolling and fighting their way out, but UON still somehow managing to hold on.
Oh, they are gonna get the plant. This is gonna be the flash in return, but they need to be careful. Guns, he does see it. Oh, he takes out Dion, which means that there's gonna be no plant just there. Chaotic hasn't taken out the player at half, and at this second, AOE Black, they're sort of stuck. They are gonna quickly trade a bit of health for a slot. Very, very low health now. He, well, at this second, if he does jump down, he's just gonna die. And Shug is here waiting for a boost up, and yep, see you later.
Oh, that's nice. Again, Shug just showing some really sharp shots coming out. As now AUE Black start to pick things back up. UON, though, still having more money for the rebuy. And AUE Black, with all these rebuys that they've had to go through, still a little bit challenged in that area, but will be able to get up 5 AKs nonetheless. And it seems like they're just going to be going straight for another AXAC.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that they didn't opt to pick up the AWP from Dion, because Dion's corpse is right next to them. They could have just went for another save, but no, this is going to be the AK reinvestment. They are going to go for, okay, it looks like a full A push. They are going to chuck in here, and the fight is going to be good for the side of UON, although AWXE, he is going to be taking some kills back in. The health doesn't look as well, but they're going to take the love as well. That's a nice spray into the smoke. No finishing to AZT. Meanwhile, they're going to get that plant in, and AOE Black solidify their current position.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to push right up here. Lawrence fighting that first shot, but Sloth will trade it. Now starting to make his way back up as Guns works the other side. Starting to find a bit of damage. Making 2 of these AUE players damaged so low, but Shug finding that first opener. Transferring to try and find the second will eventually hit it. And that is going to be that. AUE Black now taking the advantage with their round number 4. And UON, now finally their economy has crumbled and they're just going to have to buy up some pistols. AZT actually going for the full force buy, which I think is pretty interesting, but his team not going to be doing the same.
At this second, I wouldn't be surprised if they were to just invest in the semi, but not like this. Oh, the jump down, was that a mistake by Tommy though? He sees everyone coming here, top that Abe. Oh, that could have been a massive collateral. He does take one down. Meanwhile, the rest will have to rush out without the main carry. They're trying to deny their guns. And yeah, it's a nice play from AOE Black. Deny the economy. Chaotic having spotted guns. Guns super low right now. Gonna get pushed. Doesn't get anything for the jump. And at the same time, Chaotic spots out one more. But Slot goes down and adopted Ape. It's gonna have to push this 1-on-4. 1 man with a deagle. And oh, wait a second. He's gonna get something.
Thought he might have actually just being tempted to pull his knife out for a second there with back turned, but you know, had a little bit of trigger discipline, ended up finding that one and another. So a bit of damage being done. A lot of damage indeed by the pistols of UON, but still AUE able to pick it all up in the end and then be able to just buy back what was lost. So no big deal for them, but meanwhile UON at the moment still just buying down to the last dollar. AZT getting himself up with that scout. P90 seems to be the usual for Adopted Ape, going for that one once more. AUE still just sticking to a very familiar strategy where they just go for this A exec. It seems like they're just going for these really aggressive and really simple smoke plays where they're just throwing all these smokers out, throwing all this util, hitting the site, and it seems to work once more for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if UON is actually prepared to deal with this mess, because right now everything is smoked up. This site is just as smoky as they can get. It's like a good old down on a barbecue that's gone wrong. And Ape, he is gonna be back here with a P90 and spraying to that far distance. He gets a nice headshot, but the rest of AOE Black says, well, okay, this just means one thing. All of us is gonna turn and just gun you down, which results in a 6-3 victory. AOE Black, they have plenty to bank around with. They don't really have to do anything. Chaotic is the only one that has to buy back. So there is going to be a counter attack pause coming from UON-EC. It feels like one of the players have the seed and they're going to have to wait a little bit. Currently looking at to this player perspective, to SBS, what do you feel like that UON has to improve upon?
I think they just have to work on, well, it seems like they're getting the rotates in pretty well, but it's just been unfortunate in the fact that they've kind of just lost these sites really early and they just haven't really been able to find those picks to shut it down. Realistically, if, you know, they can very much try and hold this on with, you know, a couple of Molotovs and just being able to spot as soon as those first smokes land, just trying to delay that push so they can't really work with them as well. They're able to just get some Molotovs forward onto that A main, just lob them forward, try and use that util damage to just slow them down, and maybe we could see a bit more. Again, it just seems like AUE at the moment, they're able to just go off the same pretty simple execs and just lob some nades forward and just have it be done just like that. UON as well, with the very inconsistent buys at the moment, as it just kind of seems like they're stuck on that old CT economy where it can be really difficult to get a really good start going. And that's just quite unfortunate for them at the moment. But AUE Black, meanwhile, just taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like this is going to be a full 5-stack execute onto this B. They are going to see all of these utilities coming in. Tom is going to stare one down. However, Shug is going to quickly take out AA, which means that he's going to click the side, have that early jungle into the shops, and this is going to be guaranteed their plan, which means that UON-EC going to have to push in with only 1 AK. No utilities against a full gun up team, full buy. It's going to be looking really rough, and as that goes down,
Lawrence going for the peaks as well as Sloth starts to make his way back around with that AK that he was able to pick up. 1 versus 3 though, and just getting absolutely blocked off by the util. We'll just shut it down in the end though. AUE Black just widening that score gap really as they take round number 7, and this is starting to look a lot like how the beginning of map number 1 went, I think, CK, where AUE are just able to just get all out over the place and really just shut UN down at every twist and turn.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something that they're going to have to deal with. They don't chuck any utilities in. They don't want to go for any early denials of position. They pretty much just give it up and say, all right, we're happy for you to take all the positions, use all utilities. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be the right play. Tommy jumps to his doom right there, which is really unfortunate for UN. But meanwhile, this is going to be the trade coming in.
Yeah, that's rather interesting push coming out there, but that's just how it's going to be. Guns now able to just shut this push down with the quick 3K. Oh, that's such a huge swing, and Shug going to be able to finally trade it in the end, but that still leaves it a 1-on-1, and Adopted Ape in the exact right position to try and cut this off, but the smoke going to go forward still though. Shug having no idea what this last player is, just going to tap the bomb on default. Ape just pushing up nice and close, will actually spot Shug in the end. Both of these players spotting each other, but the P90 will win it out finally. And UON will end that quick round streak. 5 rounds in a row we saw from AUE Black. No more, says UON.
Yeah, let's go. P90 on top of that aim. He knows it. This man's good. He's been buying P90s left, right, etc. So make me a fan. And so at this second, UON-EC, they do end the 5-round losing streak, which means that right now they do have a little bit of momentum shifted back towards the favor and the rest of AOE Black. Not really going for the full utility play. Dion just gonna go for a scout buy here, trying to go for an alternate side. Meanwhile, though, look at Shug. Shug is just staring at ramp, just waiting for any form of a push, and the rest is out there waiting. I'm not sure if that's what they want to fully do, but they're going to commit anyway. They spot out the players, and they take one out.
AZT, meanwhile, just able to hold on around triple, able to find the double. Might be able to take out Chaotic. Never mind, is Chaotic able to find that one as well. IXXE just holding on towards lowers, but Guns able to go for that quick swing. A second as well, and just hit all of the shots. Now finally Chaotic in the 1-on-2, just playing in that smoke where the bomb is dropped. Quick flash to get out of position and play from CT. Now finally in a fairly decent post plant, but the smoke will come forward and Gun's going to be sticking the bomb. Although I will note Sloth is the player with the kit and should definitely be the one sticking it, but nonetheless, doesn't really matter with that amount of time because Chaotic is just going to be backed into the corner and sprayed down nonetheless.
That is a little bit of a funny play there. I was actually surprised that Lawrence was not able to cover for the trade at connector, which means that, you know, UON-EC, they were able to pick up a free kill right there from IWXC and at the same time get a full denial onto AOE Black. So AOE Black probably feeling a little bit stung by that last play, where it feels like that they haven't really sorted out the full A position and they just went for it. And the Yisui fight comes on once again. Nice sprays by Shug. He stays alive from 7.
Quick nade to go forward as well over towards the bottom of mid, but Shug still somehow going to stay up on 2 HP. As now AUE start to make their way over to short. Sloth getting sprayed down to 51 HP. IXXE just pushes through, just absolutely tearing apart this UON defense. Lawrence as well, just sticking around that top mid, will be able to make for a great lurk, finding that one kill. What a shot as well through the smoke, and now Chaotic just going to be able to finish it up in the end with that AWP shot onto AZT.
AOE Black, absolutely amazing work. They do finally make a good decision here. There's going to be the gun trade. Obviously, Chaotic is going to be throwing his sniper, his weapon of choice, which means that Dion GT is going to be 110% into his current play. And he has been shut down way too many times, not utilizing his specialty. Oh, no, not like that, though.
That's a huge opener at the moment. There, Chaotic able to trade it back. AZT! Oh, that's absolutely huge! Oh, that's insane, being able to drop the bomb like that. And now, 2-on-4 coming out from AUE. Chaotic able to find a shot back real quick, but even a second as well. Now, 2-on-2. Dion and Chaotic still just going to be playing it back around, hoping to do whatever they can to try to get back into this site. But AZT, with this momentous play, going to be able to just down that bomb and hold on to it.
Alright, here we go. It's the smoke coming in. They're going to go for that push. AZT is the one to perform. Will he do it? Oh.
Well, I mean, Dion with that opener will get things going. Sloth with the first, but Chaotic finally picking it up in the end with the 4K. That was a very interesting round.
Yeah. I don't think...
To say the least.
Yeah, I don't think AOE Black expected that AZT to pop off. 3 massive headshots coming from AZT, and he's just able to put a stop to all of their plans, which means that they got denied on their full buy as well. Although you do have the rest of AOE Black, they are going to be okay. Tommy rushes up and takes up Chaotic in an early aggressive play.
Yeah, Tommy just going for rather aggressive play here. Gonna be able to find that one though, but will eventually go down and get traded by Shug. So back into a 4-on-4. Dion real quick, just gonna be chucking away the AWP, which AUE has decided they don't necessarily need going into this, just opting to get rid of it, hope that UON can't get their hands on it. Be able to just take that mid control where they're going to start making their way up towards short. Adopted 8 going to be taking contact, though, trying to spray away, find something, but unable to land any shots thus far. It's going to be Sloth to take contact, but IXXE going to win both of those duels.
Oh, Dion though, missing that molly, doesn't get the full exposure he's looking for. There's going to be the plant, and that's going to be something that he can do for his team. Flushes out guns, and this round is pretty much going to be over now. Yeah, 10-5, nice first half. And AOE Black, they are going to take that lead, and which means that right now, UON-EC, if they wish to contend, they need to immediately win that pistol round, because if they don't get that pistol round going, they're going to be staring down at a potential round where they get mauled over by early FAMASas, early scouts, and a position that they don't want to be competing in.
Yeah, for sure. AUE just going to be playing one player towards B, though. So we start to see them open up the first round of their CT side. Lawrence going to be trying to tap away and find some damage, but now the exec coming out from UN. Shug having to hit some shots here, and they do come out for the CT side as the hold rings through. Now down to Tommy, stuck around the truck, and he's going to get knifed. Just going in. That's absolutely nuts.
One does not simply corner themselves against the truck, right? Because that's exactly what's going to happen. UON, they tried to go for the same play AOE Black did on the opener. They unfortunately get taken apart by Lawrence and Shock, which means that this is the pressure they're going to have to deal with. There's the FAMAS. Oh my god, Dion had to quickly jump down for his dear life. And he's going to get chased down, although never mind. He said, I'm going to come out anyway. So yeah, nice fire coming from both sides, but the rest of AOE Black, they still have to man up. ACT, he does pick up from us, something that he can contend with, but not a lot that he can do at this stage, because the rest of AOE Black, they're just ready to take this round.
Now Sloth, though, still alive on 20 HP, hoping to try and get a plant at the very least, but with only a Glock in hand, it's going to be pretty difficult, especially as two of these AUE players now are around this A side, albeit Chaotic just kind of playing in this sort of back and forth. So the main contender really being IXXE, just sitting on top of that ticket booth. But if Sloth is able to find an opener, maybe get that bomb down, certainly could be good for the UN economy. 50 seconds left to try and do whatever he can. Just holding around, jiggling around the corner, hoping that maybe AUE will go for some of that aggression or maybe peek into him or something, but Sloth gonna have to be the one to force the fight here.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, he's got 30 seconds, just waiting for the timer so he can quickly maybe go for a quick trade and go for the last second plant. The rest of AOE Black is, however, prepared. I mean, you do see their current location, and look at IXXE. Oh, IXXE spots him as well. That is just unfortunate. Nothing goes his way. So AOE Black, they are going to extend their lead to 7 rounds. Going to round 18, they are going to force the issue. So this is the round of buy coming in from UON. If UON right now doesn't win this round, potentially this could be pushing into a 14-5 deficit and into map point potential for AOE Black.
Yeah, exactly. UN, look, this is really going to be one of those kind of do or die rounds for them where AUE, if they're able to shut down the buy now, it's going to be really difficult for UN to find their way back into this map. They really have to try and find a good opener here, and Tommy's going to be able to do exactly that. That's going to be the contact called, and the exec to be thrown out. Some flashes to go out, which will temporarily blind IXXE, although he'll be able to jump back down and get to safety as AOE start to make the rotate happen. Sloth actually going to kill his teammate there, and that is absolutely not what you want to see as this push just crumbles out. I've been talking about it before, where just using that util to hold off the push as soon as you see that exec coming through will stop it. And AOE have exactly demonstrated what I was talking about, just using those nades, using all those flashes to just stop you in and taking those fights early. But Guns, meanwhile, able to just peek back out and find those 2 frags to somehow turn it around. And that is just an absolute miracle for UON.
Oh wow, you pretty sure they that's not what the strategy that they are supposed to be doing. They did get a nice utility to get the flash and the smoke. So unfortunately AOE Black has had the better angle, dropping all of the utilities right at that beginning stack. Hurt you a lot, even in a team kill. But at this stage, they are gonna win that round, which means that AOE Black is gonna have a broken economy. They are not gonna be able to buy to this, and the fight is gonna ensue anyway.
Ooh, AZT going down, but at least there is a trade, so a bit of a silver lining. AOE Black still doing damage somehow with these guns, though. That's not exactly what you want. Adopted Ape, they're able to push out single-handedly over and secure that A site, but that bomb making its way swiftly over towards B, where Dion is taking that fight with Deagle.
Oh, I'm not sure if this is doable even, but oh my god, what is happening?
Oh no. That's ridiculous.
Oh no, UON-EC, I mean, they have the better guns, but at this point, the bombs dropped and they have to push for it, and the guns being picked up. And yeah, AOE Black, they're happy with this current position.
Oh, that would have been so good from UON if they're able to get that down, though, but they're able to find that opener. Now Lawrence left in the 1v1, does find that first shot to make it into that. That bomb still around the corner where Lawrence has got the angle, but he doesn't have the health, and Sloth will be able to just place his crosshair right on it, peek around the corner, and react quickly. Take that shot first. AUE, they're not going to be able to hold onto that as UON do start to show a bit more life and start to come back a little bit, but despite the fact they're making it difficult, AUE, that was just such a ridiculously close round in how they were able to just get that bomb down and do all that, even though they pretty much had no buy to do it with.
Yeah, Shaw getting super aggressive. He gets a double and runs away with it. I mean, they know exactly where the bomb is, and they're saying, well, right now we know the bomb is pretty much at this mid. They don't really have a decision just yet, so they're gonna have to brave through this and fight through all of this fire. Although Shaw trying to get lucky once again gets shut down, and UON, they still have a little bit to play with. They still have plenty that they can work it. It just depends on how AOE Black is gonna make that call.
And it seems like they're just going to be playing very passively here. But that first shot being found, Sloth kind of trading with the Molotov there as Dion just trapped in the corner will burn out as it spreads. Chaotic going for the quick pick, but ends up being taken out as he's not able to land those first shots. Now 2-on-2 as these UN players just kind of stuck in this mid position here, and Lawrence might be able to get the better of them if he goes for this peek here. The timing would have been good, but he waits too long, and that bomb will make its way all the way back to go in towards Apps.
I feel like AOE Black there tried to take way too many opportunities, and that costed them players for player. Although Dion did fall to the molly at the second UON, they're going to absolutely secure this side, and AOE Black is going to be too late to respond to this. Lawrence, he gets a nice trade though. That's a little bit of time for his team.
Oh, the fact that Sloth was able to pick up that bomb though and somehow make it through and find that shot on to the last player. Oh, that is massive. Sloth with the ace to clean it up there for UON as they absolutely continue fighting onward. Really like the way that Sloth was able to just position himself for that trade there. His guns went for that plant. He was just standing on top waiting for the push to come out, and he absolutely read it right. UON able to just make it all work in the end, even if it came a bit down to the wire. Sloth especially just going absolutely huge.
Yeah, it feels like the rest of AOE Black, they've sort of lost steam at this second. Taking some risky stuff, trying to close this out a little bit early, which means that they're being punched upon. Meanwhile, the side of UON, they're happy. They're happy that they've been given, brand new lease of life, and they are just getting aggressive, yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, AZT trying to find that shot as these CTs have kind of pushed up a bit too far and away into that A main and left that opportunity open, but Lawrence somehow managing to down the bomb in con there certainly opens up a little bit of an opportunity. Sloth, though, in a perfect position to take these fights. Dion making it work, though, with the spray out and the swing out with the P250. Now Lawrence left in the 1 versus 2. It's amazing the amount of damage these pistols have done, though. That's absolutely massive, no matter what, for AUE, whether or not they're able to take this round away, especially given where the economy's at for Euro, and it's certainly going to make it a lot more difficult for them to rebuy. It'll make it a lot more difficult right now if Lawrence is able to get an entry into this site and take away some more guns, but it seems like instead, he's going to be taking away a gun and saving it for himself.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's ridiculous how much damage they were able to inflict. At one stage, they denied the bomb all the way to even be planted for half the match. At the same time, everyone from UN had to respond, had to take risks against a AOE Black army that just did not care. So, taking massive amount of losses, which is okay at this stage. I mean, it sucks that they couldn't save as many guns as they could into the next round, but the rest of AOE Black, they managed to get away with almost murder. They were able to force the issue, put some pressure back onto UON. However, it is still 3 rounds lead for AOE Black. And at this stage, they are going to be having their buys. Dion with the AWP, going to have to be relying on his support to get all the utilities to save his behind just in case. Meanwhile, UON-EC also getting very aggressive, trying to get that mid advantage. And look how fast they take this. They are trying to make this work and try to get aggressive.
Yeah, Chaotic still just holding at the top of this connector. Going to be able to find a little bit of a spray onto AZT, but not be able to find anything fatal. Shug will be able to finish that job up, though, watching from the top of the ladder room. Guns with the Molotov over towards the bottom of that ladder will force him up it, but not going to be able to do too much damage. UON still just kind of struggling to get in here as Dion able to find a shot on Tommy as well. Chaotic downing the bomb and then some, and now Tommy left, but not for long, as AUE Black just completely mop up, not losing a player in the process.
Absolutely amazing work from AOE Black. They were able to maintain their positions really well. UON-EC felt like they didn't find the perfect flash and didn't really flush out Nest correctly. And it's the result. They get flushed upon by Shog. And then as well at the same time, this is the round of deficit. They don't have any economy to roll with. So they have the Mac. They have the Deagle. They are going to try to push for this B in here. And Lawrence though, he is looking at with a nade, and that could just be doing a lot of damage. Yeah, look at that damage. Huge.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, especially onto Adopted Ape, who didn't have any armor and ended up getting shut down by the Molotov trying to run back as well. AZT also taking a lot of damage, being dropped down to 51 HP. That's just absolutely huge. Certainly going to boost his stats a little bit for that neutral damage column. But AZT trying to find a bit of damage on his own will just narrowly miss that shot with the Deagle.
Yeah, as soon as Lawrence, though, he is going to find a bit more, and yeah, he does find it. Another player being taken down. He says B is a no return. Oh, I'm actually confused. I thought that shot connected for a second.
Yeah, well, definitely could have, but didn't end up going through in the end, though. 50 seconds left for UN to try and make a push, and they've still got this bomb over towards B. Chaotic able to find that one, but it seems like the push will now finally come out. Lawrence finding that first, and will try and tap away for the second. AOE able to end it just like that and take round number 14.
Things are starting to look from bad to worse for UON. Looking at their current economy, Tommy is looking to pretty much say to his team, alright guys, I don't have enough money, we're just going to have to like go with Eagles one more time, which means that potentially it is going to be a mad point for AOE Black to hold, which means that 6 rounds that UON-EC going to have to fight back, and it is going to just be looking rough because AOE Black, doesn't matter what they do, they have the economy to just constantly buy back and shut this down, especially with pistols against AWP, not liking it.
Shog just absolutely mopping up as well with the quick peeks coming forward. Tommy will at least very well get rid of him, but Chaotic also there doing a whole heap of damage, ending up with the 3k, and that is going to be a point again for AUE Black, looking to try and go 2 for 2 for tonight, taking both of these games. They were able to get their first, I believe it was 16 to 11 or 12, if I remember correctly, Zeke, on Overpass. And now they're leading 15 to 9, hoping to try and mop it up here as well. 2 of these players on AUE Black just going for the BM by the looks of it, by just picking up Julies. That's absolutely ridiculous. But hey, we love some content.
Yeah, let's go. Yeehaw! I mean, like, you gotta be loving the Wild Wild West right there. Welcome and what is Dio?
Oh no!
Yeehaw!
That's absolutely ridiculous. Finding the double with Julie's pushing out like that. I cannot believe this is how it could end for you. And Chaotic able to find that one shot with the AK, although Sloth pushing behind, looking to try and deny it. Manages to find the second. He needs to find the third. Lawrence pushing up nice and close though, but if he's able to find his head and keep it going, but he is unsuccessful at doing that. AOE Black will finish it up in the end there. 16-9. Julie's to finish it out, and that is absolutely insane. Shug going pretty well back-to-back for almost 30 in 2 games. I think 60 plus kills overall for both of the maps if you combine that. Shug absolutely performing. Also, huge performances coming out from the UN side, able to make it still relatively close as far as score went. What an interesting series. Absolutely have to say, ZK, that was quite something.
Well, you said it right, because if you want to compete and have a banger of a time, make sure to come and join us at AEUL right now, because looking at that, right? AOE Black was struggling to take the lead back, and obviously it felt like UON-EC at the end, they came alive once again. The team was ready, they adapted to the strategy, and then they fell apart, and then they were trying to gel together once again. But AOE Black says, you know what? Hold on to my bobber, right? Because it is time to go Julie's. And Wild Wild West, we're coming back in, and that was absolutely amazing to see. A little bit of BM, but altogether it's just fun. They were able to defend, and Dion, he was not even punished for that. Like, he got away with murder. Absolutely disgusting. But in light of all this, a massive congratulations to the opening, a 2-0 victory for AOE Black. They've performed absolutely amazing. Players like Shug absolutely deserved the MVP award. He was able to just punish, go into lab, go into god mode to some of the kills. Some familiar players like obviously AZT and Tommy dropping big plays from the first and also the second map, shutting down some key strategies and key points from map 2. And at the same time, guys, if you do enjoy today, make sure to give at AE Esports League, AU Esports League, a massive follow. I should know this a little bit better. I do apologize. Please don't kill me, Darren. But yes, at AU Esports League, make sure to follow us. Share us about our good time. If you don't know about our good name, about when we start streaming, about all the Uni League, make sure to go and follow it. And please follow my man. It's 2SBS. He started this journey not long ago, and he's doing a fantastic job as the caster for tonight. I think he did an absolutely amazing job.
Cheers, ZK. Yeah, absolutely thrilled to be on the AEL broadcast. Definitely huge, coming on as the first broadcast and having a game like that, which absolutely did deliver in the end. Whole heap of content to come out for that one. But that is going to be that for this match up. Definitely, yeah, as ZK said, be sure to chuck a follow to the AEL channels on Facebook, on Twitch, and on Twitter. And definitely stay tuned for more Counter-Strike action to come out, because there's certainly going to be a whole lot. This is only week 1. We've got a whole semester worth of matches to get through. So absolutely be sure to stay tuned. Definitely be sure to check out our sponsors as well. Chatime, AOC, Indomie, and Rig, to get yourself some absolutely fantastic stuff. And be sure to show them lots of love for supporting us. But I believe that is going to be about that. Any final thoughts, ZK?
Oh yeah, I mean, you mentioned the Chatime right there. Gotta get the sponsors real right here. Make sure to go check out all those big, massive bobbers. AOC monitors, 144 to 200 Hz YMS refresh rate. Like, you see the current one, 170 Hz with YMS 0.5 and G-Sync FreeSync. You gotta love that. Of course, Indomie Mega Ring. Make sure to get all of this delicious Mega Ring into you, and of course, Rig, what it takes to win. My final thoughts for today. I think with a little bit of love and care, your team always come into fair. When your enemy comes to steamroll you, may you bless them with the rest of sweet roll. I mean, I don't know. I try to rhyme. I really suck, but I hope you all enjoyed our cast today. And I wish everyone to stay safe in this current pandemic. May you all stay absolutely amazing. We'll be back once again to present the AU Esports League coming from 2021 Season 2. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go out of here. May you have a good night. Peace.